Harry, this is Lord Potato, and this is what if Naruto was trained and, well, was trained by assassins and samurais. Part 2. Now, if you don't know about this, I did a part 1 about like 10 months ago, and yes, 10 months ago, that's either 10 or 11, I forgot. But of course, it was somewhere around there. But of course, I kind of did it during when I was still in school, and of course, at that time I was kind of like annoyed with a bunch of requests. But yeah, other than that, I sometimes take requests, not really that much. But of course, I was just kind of annoyed of school. But yeah, other than that, I am gonna bring this what if back. I'm also going to try to finish some of the older what ifs, like what if Naruto had a natural and mankind disaster. I forgot what I call it. What if Naruto was the son of the strongest person? What if Naruto was What if Naruto had a panda ability, a panda mostly, or yeah, abilities? What if Naruto was, well, the reincarnation of three webtoon characters that I don't remember how many parts I did, but I think I did one. And what if Naruto was a Genjutsu and Funjutsu master? Uh, yeah, I'm gonna bring those 6 what ifs back, but yeah. Other than that, just go subscribe to Anime Sensei, Iconic What Ifs, and Obito What Ifs. Their links will be in the description. And yeah, other than that, let me begin. Let me actually do a recap on what happened last time, because holy shit, it's been 10 months. It doesn't even feel like it's been a year, but yeah. Let me do a recap. So last time, Naruto, who was he has a twin brother named Menma. Now, of course, this is where Naruto has the 4 9 while Menma has nothing of it. Of course, Hiruzen did a shitty job and decided to take care of only Menma while throwing Naruto into the gulag. Straight up, if you want to think about it, seriously, Naruto had to fight for his life half the damn time. So it's basically the gulag. But of course, Naruto was kind of surviving, trying to run away from villagers. Of course, that could not happen when he was 6 years old. This is where Naruto ran away from some villagers, but of course some ninjas came to try to kill him. Of course, Naruto bumped into 2 special people, 2 S-rank people that is dangerous in the what's called Bingo Book. They are actually from, well, Pacific clans. Or not Pacific clans. Mostly groups, I should mention. The group of the Assassins. Yes, the Assassin Creed. Basically the Creed. It's called the Creed, but they're basically a bunch of assassins. And of course, Naruto bumped into someone named Zakarin. Or not Zakarin. Yeah, you want to call him Zakarin. Zakarin from the Assassin Creed. Or not Assassin Creed. From the Creed. There is in a group of called assassins. They're a bunch of assassins. But of course, Naruto also bumped into the other didn't bump into the other person. The other person looked at Zakaran, and his name was Shoto. I'm calling him Shoto. I actually don't remember what I called him, but Shoto. I think I remember calling the samurai Joestar. Not Joestar, Joseph. But now I'm gonna call him Shoto or something like that. So of course, Shoto is a samurai with a demon mask. And of course, not demon mask, an angel mask, mostly a white mask, but of course has a, what's it called, white katana. And of course, is where, well, they are both just came into the village just to get some supplies, but when they bump into Naruto, they saw how Naruto was really hurt and badly. So of course, is where, well, they were kind of pissed and annoyed how people would treat a child in their own village. So of course, any ninjas or anyone dare to attack this kid, they basically murder them. And went to Hiruzen Sarutobi to tell him that they're taking Naruto Uzumaki with them to train for 6 years. And of course, Hiruzen can only make a deal with 6 years. He can't try to stop them from not taking Naruto. But of course, Naruto was taken, and of course, Naruto is trained 6 years in, well, not 6 years, 3 years in the Creed, And of course, he had an animal, well, not an animal summoning, but an animal to kind of look through eyes and kind of get a little bit of features of, well, the animal and all that. Just like in Assassin's Creed. You know how they kind of have hawks and all that? Naruto kind of relied on foxes, mostly. But of course, this is where Naruto, he was trained 3 years in the Creed. Basically learning a bunch of martial arts, so basically taijutsu styles. We're also learning how to use secret, what's it called, like weapons, like hidden weapons in his, well, kind of hand. Like the hook blade, the normal blade that you have, or even the arrow that you will have to kind of shoot from long range and hit them right in like the neck or something like that, assassinate him there. He also trained in other things, but Naruto mostly used those three types. Now, of course, Naruto, he became one of the strongest assassins for only being, well, a 9-year-old. But with the other 3 years, he was trained to be a samurai. So, when he was in the samurai, in the samurais, he trained how to use two katanas. Because there's two different sides of the samurais. There's the demon side, which all of them has basically a demonic mask. And there is the angel side, which all of them has a kind of not blank mask, but a mask to kind of cover up their kind of face. To like kind of mouth. But their eyes will still be shown. And of course, they all do wear white armor and kind of like a kind of whitish gray, I should mention. While the other side wears a kind of, well, not whitish gray, whitish blue. And like white and blue. But of course, the blue is kind of light. So yeah, that's the light side. And of course, the other side, they wear a red with crimson, crimson, red, and black. So yeah. Of course, Naruto trained in, well, separate to kind of do like 2.5 years and 2.5 years in both clans, well, both sides, to train fully in those 6 years in total. Of course, Naruto has two katanas. One is what's called just black. Well, the handle, I should mention, the handle is black and crimson red. It's like a crimson red and black handle. Of course, the guard is, there's not really a guard. It's kind of just the same as looking like the handle. But the blade, it is a like purple blade, like a kind of darkish like black purple blade, like a dark purple. Of course, Naruto, that's one of his katanas. Now the other katana, it is a white, but it's not. It's like a lightish whitish blue color as the blade. And the guard, the like handle mostly, it is a kind of white, so it's like a white color but has blue. Of course, this is where, well, Naruto has those on his two back. Those two katanas are actually called Hell, which I'm just gonna call them this, Enma, and what's it called? Okay, you want, they kind of look like what's called One Piece swords. The what's called Enma and the let me do the English version because I'm not gonna try to do the Japanese version. It is called Feather Heavenly, well, not Heavenly, Feather Cutter of Heavenly. So that's what it kind of looks like. Those two katanas looks like the one from One Piece. So yeah, ignore the explaining I had, okay? I'm gonna change them, okay? So of course they're not on Naruto's back. They're mostly on kind of his side. So he has both of them on his side, just in case he ever has to pull them out at once. Now I should mention one thing. Naruto has similar to have an armor, kind of like what they call, well, he kind of has his armor for like a samurai because he does wear armor like a samurai. But of course his armor is similar to Madara's kind of armor. So it won't weigh him down fully. So of course they kind of took the design, the samurais mostly took the design for a samurai, but also a ninja. They kind of took the design of like the Senju armor and kind of like the Uchiha armor, sometimes like that. Kind of like from Konoha armor and all that. Like either from like the first Hokage, the second Hokage, or even Madara Uchiha's armor. And they kind of designed for Naruto's armor to kind of be the same. They also needed seals on there. So of course they asked for a professional seal master that was kind of around that time. It was in the Assassin's Creed, and basically the Creed, what's it called? The Creeds usually use a bunch of things, but they usually don't use chakra much. But of course, Naruto, he is going to use chakra. So yeah. Of course, this is where, well, Naruto, he also, what's it called? Learned about seals a little bit, but his armor was mostly designed to kind of have a little bit of seals on there. So like heat resisting, absorption, and other things, so the armor wouldn't be damaged. So yeah. So it kind of looks like Madara's design a little bit. Now Naruto has a kind of broken down demon mask. Now the demon mask is white. Okay, the teeth are, well, not the teeth. The mask entirely is, well, white and kind of blue a little bit, while the teeth on the mask is crimson red. So yeah. Of course, this is where Naruto also has a hood over his head, like a Creed, from the Creed group. But yeah. Now Naruto's designed, well, kind of designed to be one of the strongest soldiers in both groups, in the Samurai and in the Creed. Now he isn't one of the most masterful in the like Creed or the Assassins, but he's one of the strongest because he has good chakra control. He was trained in the Creed to have great chakra control by any ninja that was kind of rogue or non-rogue. They just gave up on being on their village and became a Creed, an assassin, or became a samurai and be prideful. Now, of course, I should mention this. The Creed and the Assassins are from Iron Country. Well, somewhat Iron Country. Now, you see here, Iron Country does have samurais. And of course, these samurais decide to move towards somewhere else. Another location, I should mention. So yeah, that's why Naruto is in this different location instead of being in Iron Country. So yeah. Now, I know it took a long time for recap, but I really have to do this recap because it's something that it needs to be done. Because you probably forget everything and you'll probably get annoyed about me not doing recap. But yeah. Now, of course, Naruto is now 12 years old and a very, well, I should mention one thing. His hair is very long. It is kind of towards his shoulder. And of course, it's long blonde hair. Now, of course, it did get kind of highlights of red a little bit because that's just, well, of his Uzumaki chains, Uzumaki blood mostly. He actually awoken his Uzumaki chains when he was training in the Creed style. But yeah. But of course, Naruto, he is now, what's it called, I should mention, he is not looking like a kid. He looks like he's already at his teen. He looks like he's a teen because he is 5'5". He's tall as fuck. I should also mention he also mastered a couple of jutsus that different people decide to give him. And the Creed, it doesn't matter which village you were from or you were a rogue ninja or anything. Everyone has to help each other. So of course it's similar with the samurais. They have a code and honor and all that. So of course Naruto was trained by different ninjas that were either rogue or they just gave up on their village and they didn't give two fucks and decided to become an assassin. In the group Creed. Of course Naruto was trained by stone ninjas. What's it called? Stone ninjas. I already said that. Sand ninjas. Mist ninjas. Basically mist ninjas that actually had Kekkei and they became the assassins. What's it called? Lightning cloud ninjas. And even some leaf ninjas that actually didn't want to deal with what's called the leaf village. They weren't there when the Nine Tails happened, so they don't understand anything about that. They didn't really have any family to begin with, so yeah. So pretty much they don't hate Naruto. And of course, it's the same with the samurai. Some people did go into the samurai groups to kind of just honor and battle out. But yeah. Of course, Naruto was trained in perfect element jutsus. Not perfect, they're sometimes incomplete. But lower jutsus he was kind of perfect in. But yeah. Of course, Naruto actually did meet Kurama in those 6 years. Talking to Kurama, and even the assassins weren't really worried if Naruto was talking to the Nine Tails. Because the samurais were okay with the Nine Tails. They didn't ever go against the Nine Tails or any of the other bijus. So of course Kurama is fine with the Creed and even the samurais because they don't really care about the power of the biju. They would never go after it because it's pointless for them. Because the assassins go after stealthy kills, while the samurais go after prideful kills. Because they're two different sides of like their honor and all that, but they would never go after the bijus because the bijus would just give them power but it would be unfair in two sides. So yeah, they don't really care. Because if they were an assassin and they got the Biju power, they would kind of be like a beacon, and it'd be hard for them to control their chakra. There'd be a fucking beacon, and it'd be the hardest possible job to be an assassin. But of course, Naruto managed to master the power of the Nine Tails. And I should mention one thing: Naruto actually mastered about 5 tails of the what's it called Nine Tails. But yeah, of course, Naruto can talk to foxes when he was actually talking to Kurama. So of course he was mastering the Nine Tails power, and of course talking to foxes. So of course he was actually more communicating into foxes. He can also talk to hawks and all that. An actual hawk that specifically for him, for Naruto, is a hawk. Well, is a hawk that's actually orange fur, and can actually transform into fire at will. Anytime that Naruto needs help, it will actually transform into fire, similar to a phoenix, but of course it can extinguish and become back into a normal hawk. It's a kind of rare type of hawk, a breed for what's it called, the hawks. So yeah. Now, of course, there's something similar to that in real life, if you want to think about it. There is, before I go and continue on with this little recap and other things I'm adding in, there is something called a fire hawk, I think so. I forgot what it's called, but it's like a hawk that will actually like grab a like piece of like branch that's on fire and throw it into another place that doesn't have fire, and it looks all natural and all that. Like it's all clean, animals are running, blah blah blah. Yeah, the hawk would legit burn that forest because he wants his prey to kind of run away so he can swoop down and eat them. So yeah, if you want to think about it, yeah, that's actually a thing. That's a true thing. I think it's a true thing. I can't remember where I read it upon, but I remember reading upon it. But of course, not the point. Now, of course, this is where Naruto, he has that hawk, he also has the fox, but he has actually something that kind of shocked a bunch of samurais and assassins. When Naruto was on an assassin mission when he was about only like 8 years old, he did kill the person and all that, but he did found a scroll that he didn't know what to do with the scroll. He tried to give it to the assassins, but the assassins were like, nah, kid, that's your treasure that you found, so you keep it. So yeah, the assassins might be like helping each other, yeah, of course, but anything you do on a mission, you can keep it. Any stuff that you find on a mission, anything like you kill the person, take, or yeah, whatever, you can keep it. So Naruto found a scroll that actually contains of a dragon summoning what's called scroll. Of course, when he summoned the dragon in the samurai, when he was learning about his more chakra control, he summoned it. The samurais were shocked, but they were kind of normal with it because this dragon, he looked like he was just like, what the fuck? A kid summoned me? Damn, this world really went down to shit. But whatever. Of course, this dragon is, well, the summon he summoned out was not the dragon leader because the dragon leader is way too big and Naruto was not that great in chakra control. He only summoned out, well, one of the less beings on the dragon category. A medium dragon, mostly. So, yeah. Naruto already met the boss, and yeah. So, I should now mention until Naruto is, well, 12 years old. Not, I was about to say 16. No, 12 years old. Now, Naruto, he is 12 years old and going back to the village. Now, of course, Naruto, he's getting back to a village. He missed about 6 years of his life in the village, but he didn't miss it at all, even once. He forgot about the village entirely. When he was training under the assassins, he was training under the samurais. He did not think about the village even once. It didn't even cross it didn't even cross his mind when he was talking about or talking to the other like older what's it called kind of rogue leaf ninjas or even leaf ninjas that gave up. So yeah, that didn't even cross his mind. But yeah. It did cross his mind that he did wanted to kind of visit some of the other villages, like the Stone Village, the Cloud Village, the Sand Village, and even the other villages, but it never crossed his mind to go back to where he came from. So yeah. But when he did get the news that he had to go back to the Leaf Village by the samurai leader that he met, by the one who took him in, and the other assassin member that he met, of course, a bunch of like members were kind of like saying, "No, I'm sorry." They're like, they were kind of like telling Naruto good luck in your what's it called adventure and being a samurai. And some of the creeds were kind of fist bumping Naruto and saying good luck, man. Yeah. And yeah, Naruto was saddened, but of course, this is just a part of, well, kind of the deal that the assassin named Zakaron and, well, the samurai named Shoko. Yeah, I think I'm calling him Shoko or Shoto. Shoko, you want me to call him Shoko. They made a deal with Hiruzen that he will only train for 6 years. But of course, Naruto's going back to the Leaf Village. Now, of course, he has, well, nothing on him. He just has his weapons and his hidden blades. His hidden weapons, mostly. It's actually customized hidden weapons. So, it has a seal around the hidden compartment and all that. That anything that he he like either has to go do like a boar hand single, like a hand sign, and that weapon will pop out in the what's it called in his hand, under his hand, to be the hidden weapon, hidden what's it called bow, or even the what's it called hidden hook. So yeah, he can do it for both hands. So yeah, they have seals on him. Of course, Naruto also has seals on his arm and even like torso that actually contains some stuff that he has. But yeah. But of course, Naruto also did kind of have his two katanas on his side. And of course, he just walked into the village back. And he just looks like he isn't even a freaking kid. He is 5'5", so he looks like he's a teenager. But of course, he goes back to the village. And of course, his long hair, they kind of did have to cut it a little bit. But of course, and they only cut it kind of next to, near the neck. So of course, it's still long. But yeah. So of course, this is where Naruto goes back to the village. And of course, this is where, well, when he gets to the village, this is where two guards named Izumo and Katetsu kind of stop Naruto. They say, "Hold, state your business here." They're confused because he looks like an assassin and he looks like a samurai. So they say, "State your business, samurai assassin sama." This is where Naruto says, "I mean, you could have just said assassin samurai, or samurai assassin." "Sure, you can call me that," Naruto said. This is where Izumo says, "Okay, state your business here, though." Naruto says, "Oh, I was kind of, how should I say this?" Naruto's thinking, well, Hiruzen Sarutobi made a deal with an assassin and a samurai that I should train for 6 years and come back to the village. So I am back at the village, and, I don't know, bring Hiruzen here? He doesn't really remember Hiruzen much. His memory is just blurred out. It pretty much his mind kind of just erased every bad thing that was in the village. He doesn't care about the village. He doesn't give a fuck. If he doesn't become a ninja in the Leaf Village, he's kind of gonna just leave. It doesn't cross his mind he's gonna get attacked by Ambus, because he's already above Ambu level. He's already above Ambu level. He can also hide his emotions and even show friendliness like a samurai, but also hide his emotions like an assassin. But yeah, of course, this is where, yeah, he can be emotional. So yeah, or he can be emotional. But yeah, you get the point. Of course, this is where Naruto is just looking at Katetsu and Izuma. Izuma says, "Fine, I'll do it." Izuma goes to get Hiruzen Sarutobi, and Hiruzen says, "What was I missing today?" We go to Hiruzen. I feel like I was missing something. Wait. Menma's graduation. Yeah, that's what I remember. This is where he was about to like leave to go congratulate Menma and all that for his, what's it called, being a ninja and all that. And because Naruto went in the day when, what's it called, the ninja graduation was happening. Of course, this is where Izuma says, "Hiruzen Sarutobi, there's someone here outside the gate here to visit you." Talk about like 6-year contract something. Hiruzen says, 6 years contract. Okay, you know what? I'll go see Menma later. I gotta go see what is happening. This is where, well, Hiruzen says, "Okay, so who's the kid or person, or what? Who am I talking to? He looks at the person, and the person doesn't have his like hood down or anything. He just has it like down, covering up his face and all. But of course, his eyes are showing their crystallized blue, and of course, this is where Hiruzen says, "State your business here, kid." This is where Naruto, he also did notice the ambush that always follows Hiruzen. And of course, this is where he noticed where the ambush would be at. This is where Naruto points at 1 ambu, 2 ambu, 3 ambu, 4 ambu. He's like pointing at them so easily. And 6 ambu behind him. So easily. This is where Hiruzen says, "Oh, you're one of the assassins. Okay, Assassin-sama, why are you here?" Naruto says, "First of all, I'm an assassin and samurai. I'm trained by both of them for, well, 3 years in the Assassin Creed and kind of 2.5 years for both samurai clans, but yeah." That's where Hiruzen says, "Okay, sorry about that. Samurai and Assassin Sama, why are you here?" Naruto says, "You could have put slash." Okay, slash. Why are you here? "I am here because you made a contract with the assassin and samurai Zakadon from the assassin, basically the assassin, and well, Shoko from the samurai, about 6-year contract for me, and then come back to village." I don't know what they're talking about half the time. This is what Hiruzen says. 6 years, 6 years. He get that flashback of when he was kind of saddened. He couldn't like do anything for what's it called? Well, Minato and Kushina's other son. But of course, he then says, "I hope he lives a better life." Well, for 6 years mostly. But yeah. And this is what Hiruzen says, "Naruto, my boy." Naruto says, "Yeah, old man, can you not call me boy? I'm already kind of old enough to kill, so I'll probably be called man." Naruto says, "But whatever. Nice to meet you, Hokage-sama, or Hokage Dono." This is where Hiruzen says, Do you not remember me?" Naruto says, "It's been 6 years. I'm not going to remember you. I remember everyone in the Creed and even in the samurai, like, what's it called, the 2 samurai clans, but remembering you or anyone in the village, not going to happen. There's no way in hell I'm remembering anyone. I remember something about me having a twin brother or something, twin sister, brother, sister. I don't remember. I don't remember anything from my 6-year-old past self. I'm 12 now, but I don't remember anything." Hiruzen says, "Fuck," in his mind, because he just realized Naruto doesn't remember anything, and seems like he doesn't care. Because Naruto really doesn't care. He actually cares about more of the assassin group and even what's called the samurai group. So yeah. Of course, this is where Naruto says, "So, why is there so many ambus? I know there's always ambus in, well, with the, what's it called, the Hokage, but why is there 6 in total?" Actually, wait, not 6, 7. This is where he sees, he kind of turns to the bushes, and this is where all the ambus kind of narrow their eyes, and even Hiruzen and Izuma and Kitetsu, because they know that there's only 6. There's supposed to be 6 with what's called Hiruzen Sarutobi. But 7? They thought that Naruto miscount. This is where Naruto, he kind of pulls out he kind of did a hand symbol. And of course, all ambus kind of got on guard. But this is where Naruto shoots something so fast that none of them could ever react fast enough. And this is where the little bolt of an arrow hits the person right in the head, smashes into them. And of course, the person now dies. Blood starts leaking off. This is where Naruto says, "Huh, this is interesting." Naruto walks to the bushes, pulls out a dead body that he basically headshotted, and it isn't Ruambu. This is where Hiruzen says, "That's Ruambu." This is where all of them say Ruambu. This is where Kitetsu and Izuma doesn't know what the hell is happening. But Kitetsu and Izuma were playing goldfish, and Kitetsu kind of just like took one of the cards that Izuma wasn't looking, and just starts kind of like cheating a little bit. He's like, so yeah, he's just kind of whistling. And of course, Kitetsu knows that this is kind of a serious problem that kind of everyone's looking, but he still wants to win the money that Izuma kind of needs to pay him. But yeah. This is where Izumo, he's like, huh, odd? Wait, Naruto, where have I heard that name before? This is where Izumo says, hey Katsutsu, do you remember where that name came from? This is where Katsutsu says, this is where Katsutsu slides a card in and kind of just like cheats a little bit. Yeah, it's that one kid, that 6-year-old. Don't you remember the one that kind of like gave us kind of food and all that? This is where Katsutsu says, "Oh right." Well, not Katsutsu. Azuma says, "Oh right, Naruto. Haven't really seen you for 6 years, and you're tall as fuck for being a kid. How old are you again? 12. Right. Are you sure you're not 16?" Azuma kind of said. This is where Naruto says, "If I was 16, I would have been like 5'8" or something like that." This is where Katsutsu says, "Okay, true. Facts. Okay. Interesting. This is where, well, the Obelisk did kind of grab the root Obelisk's dead body, like 3 of them, and kind of took it away. This is where Hiruzen sees that Naruto is pretty much a pro assassin, like a mastering assassin, and a mastering in detecting people, but also being very fast and quick reactions, just like the assassin are. So, of course, this is where Hiruzen's now not regretting the 6 years that he kind of let Naruto be trained under by the Creed and even the samurais. But yeah. He can also see that Naruto's weighing at least a couple of tons. Like, Hiruzen can see the armor. The armor that kind of looks like it's designed for a samurai, but also kind of designed for a ninja, like old armor. And Hiruzen says, Naruto, how much does that weigh, your armor weighs? I should mention. Naruto says, oh, this weighs about a couple of tons of kilograms a little bit. Of course my shirt has seals, like, gravity, seals to kind of also make myself kind of beat down a little bit, but yeah. Hiruzen says, how much are you wearing? A lot. Naruto just said. Okay, even that much. I'm not gonna go into specific number on what Naruto's pretty much wearing. I'm gonna say it's at least like a whole 2 point, no, not 2 point, 5 point, no, what's it called? 51.5 kilogram. So yeah, it's like a ton. Naruto's weighing a lot. But of course, he's still pretty fast. If he overtakes the armor, he's actually faster. But yeah, of course, this is where Naruto, he is kind of just like saying, so, Hiruzen's Toby. This is where Hiruzen's kind of like sad. And Naruto wouldn't call him like GG, Grandpa, or anything like that. Just like how Menma does, because Menma is more of like a happy-go-lucky kid and all that. While Naruto is trained as an assassin and even like a samurai. So like a soldier, mostly. And Hiruzen can see that Naruto is more refined in his skills than Menma would ever be in any life point. Because Naruto's really fast in reaction, can sense anything from a mile away, and yeah. This is where, well, Hiruzen says, well, okay. Naruto, can you please remove your your hood? This is where Naruto says, I wouldn't remove my mask, I don't really like showing off my face, but I would definitely gladly remove my hood. So of course Naruto shows his long blonde and reddish hair. So Naruto has highlights of red. This is where Hiruzen says, why do you have red? Naruto says, it's something about the Uzumaki gene being unlocked or something? Oh no, I don't remember what the samurais really told me, but it's something about that. Hiruzen says, Uzumaki genes being unlocked. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So I should mention one thing. Menma is actually, well, what's it called? Menma's hair is blonde, and he does also have whisker marks. Well, not blonde. It's actually an orange color. So yeah. And he does kind of have the whisker marks. It just, people don't really believe Menma to be an evil person. Or, well, he doesn't have the whisker marks. Naruto does, but yeah. But of course, this is where Naruto says, so, yeah. Other than that, I'm not taking off my mask. I don't really like showing off my face or anything. Horusen says, great. He's basically a, a smaller version of Minato slash Kakashi slash who? Madara, I guess? Because the armor design that Naruto has is not like a greenish color. It's not like, what's it called? Hashirama's armor color, or Hashirama's armor color, or even, what's it called? Toriyama's armor color. It is a pure red color, like Madara's Uchiha's color. And being a genius similar to Madara Uchiha. So yeah, Horusen is shocked to even see a smaller version of Madara. But yeah. Of course, Naruto's hair is kind of spiky when it's kind of long to be similar to Madara. But yeah. Of course, this is where, Horusen sees that Naruto's pretty much like a genius. Now, he's hoping that Naruto doesn't know about his parents, and Naruto really doesn't care about learning about his parents. Kurama has, tried to ask if Naruto wants to ever learn about his parents, but Naruto never really cared about learning about his parents. With Menma really wanting to learn about his own parents, Naruto never cared, because he saw more of, the Creed and even the samurais as his family. So he really never cared about his actual parents. So yeah, of course this is where, Naruto says, so, are you gonna let me in, or do I have to do some kind of check design of something? This is where Horusen says, no, you can come in. This is where, of course, the three Anbus, they already take the root Anbu away, but of course Naruto is kind of brought in with Horusen. Horusen talks to Naruto like it's just a casual day. Now, of course, Horusen did get reminded by one of the Anbus about Menma. And, of course, this is where Horusen says, right, Menma, I forgot about him. Of course, this is where Horusen kind of said, oh, right, Menma, I forgot about him. So, of course, this is where Horusen says, come on, Naruto. You do gotta meet your twin brother. Naruto says, twin brother? I don't remember having a twin brother. Horusen says, right, I just split them off when they were younger. So, of course, they don't really know about each other. That's where Naruto says, but if I do have a brother, I probably would have remembered. Whatever. So, of course, this is where Naruto, he follows Horusen kind of jumping on top of the building and getting fast enough to, the academy. Of course, this is where the Anbus are shocked, and Naruto can easily keep up with the Hokage's speed. Bernie almost can keep up with Horusen's speed, but Naruto's easily keeping up because he was trained in speed. Without using chakra, he was trained in speed by the assassins, telling Naruto about strength is good and all, but speed is the key to be an assassin. To be quick and agility and flexibility like an assassin. So yeah, Naruto's really fast. He's keeping up with the Hokage, even with weighing a lot of pounds. Now, of course, his steps are so soft that it doesn't even crack the building that's underneath him. Because even by weighing that much, he should have leave some crack marks. But Naruto's landing so gracefully onto the buildings without even cracking anything. Because Naruto also does have seals on his sandals. Because Naruto wanted some actual boots or anything, but the assassins did tell him that having sandals would be good as an assassin. So of course this is where Naruto has sandals, but he has seals on them to kind of not make any noise or even kind of get any impact from hitting the ground too hard. So absorbing. So impact, absorb, and other things. So of course Naruto's making no sound. And of course the Anbus are so scared of Naruto. Really scared. Because even though the Anbus don't make noise, they still make a sound a little bit. They still kind of give out chakra a little bit out of their body. And they still kind of have to use chakra to kind of move. But Naruto's doing that without chakra. This is showing that Naruto's basically a superhuman strength level without any chakra any chakra leaking out, any sound, anything. He's truly a master of the assassin. But not yet. Naruto is not fully in the master of the assassins. He still needs some techniques. But yeah. This is where Naruto, he is with Hiruzen. They managed to get to the academy. And of course, this is where Hiruzen says, right, I did mention that, right. Naruto, since I never did mention you would have been a ninja or anything, you would just have to be put with Menma. But since Menma's already on a 3-man squad, I don't really know where to put you exactly. So you would just be with Menma for a little bit, just to learn a little bit of Menma's kind of, teacher. But other than that, I will find an actual, sensei for you because, the 3-man squad won't really work for you. Since I'm guessing you were either trained alone without learning about teamwork or anything about that. Naruto says, no, I do know a little bit about teamwork. Most of my missions were mostly being alone. But I do know how to work good along with other ninjas. Like the stone ninjas, sand ninjas, leaf ninjas, Kuma ninjas, and even mist ninjas. So I'm pretty good at learning about other people's kind of style in fighting. By focusing enough of my time to learn about their personality, their kind of stuff, and other things. By just stalking them, if you want to put it bluntly, Naruto said. Hiruzen says, do you have no social skills? Hiruzen said. Naruto, he wanted to play a little bit long and says, nope. This is where Hiruzen says, then you would have to go, Dick. And Naruto says, I was lying. I wanted to at least humor your, opinion. But I do. Of course I do. I'm not an idiot. Naruto said. Hiruzen says, thank God. This is where Naruto says, so, I just have to go into the academy? Wouldn't they ask me where I'm from or what? Hiruzen says, that is true. Let's go in. So, of course, this is where, Hiruzen knows damn well that the teachers, mostly the Jonins, are going to be there. It's just, one problem with Kakashi's gonna take forever, so Hiruzen knows that Naruto, for being an assassin and being extremely quiet, but also being extremely honored and prideful, like a samurai, would probably not take a liking to Kakashi, because Kakashi is lazy, his attitude is carefree, and other things. So he's thinking not to put him with Kakashi. But Menma is similar to Kakashi, kind of like carefree, and yeah. But of course, this is where, Hiruzen goes into, the academy. Just walks in, passes some of the Jonins, and the Jonins are kind of looking at Hiruzen weirdly, because why is the Hokage here? And who is this kid with armor, and 2 swords, and, a demonic mask? Now, of course, some of them got scared of the demonic mask, because, it does look fucking, pure terrifying. But, of course, this is where, some of them said that kind of looks fucking dope and all that. But, of course, this is where Naruto, he follows Hiruzen. Hiruzen opens the door, and before Iruka can explain any of the teams, after telling his fucking class to shut the fuck up, because they're annoying as hell, Hiruzen walks in, and, of course, Hiruzen says, come in, Naruto. This is where Naruto comes in, and, of course, this is where Iruka says, Hokage Dono. This is where, Iruka says, all of me? This is where all of them says, oh, hello there, Hokage-sama. So everyone is, Even, Menma says, GG! This is where, Hiruzen chuckles, and this is where, Iruka tells, Menma, that's not the way to call the Hokage. This is where some people are saying, Menma, goddammit. But yeah. This is where, some people are weirdly looking at Naruto, because Naruto did put his hood back on. So, you can barely see his eyes or anything. Well, you can really see his eyes, but they're glowing blue. Naruto's crystallized blue eyes are kind of creeping some people out. This is where, Hiruzen says, I should mention who this kid is. This kid is 12 years old. How tall are you? Naruto says 5'5". 5'5". This is where some people are like saying he's 12 and he's 5'5". Holy shit, he's tall as hell. And well, he's not your typical Ninja Academy student. He's actually a transfer. This is where a bunch of people are like confused. And even Aruka. Horusen says, I'll explain later, Aruka, who this kid is. This is Naruto Uzumaki, Memma's twin brother. Memma says, I had a brother? Naruto says, is that my brother? This is where both of them are confused, and their eyes do connect. And of course, where, well, Kurama says, I don't know. This is where, well, Kurama kind of told Naruto in his mind, I have no fucking clue. I do remember you having a brother, but you never did ask about if you want to know about your family. Huh. Okay, thanks, man. This is where Kurama says, no problem. This is where both Naruto and Kurama are good friends, but yeah. This is where, well, Naruto says, he does look familiar, though. This is where Memma, he says, I can't really tell from his just eyes. This is where people are looking at Naruto and Memma. They can only tell from Naruto's eyes and Memma's eyes. Naruto has a very kind of like crystallized blue eyes. They basically look like sapphire. While Memma's eyes are kind of sapphire, but they're a little bit lighter. They're a little bit like lighter blue. So yeah. Of course, where both of them are looking at each other, they're like, one person kind of raised up his hand, and it was Sasuke Haruno saying, Horus and Saratobi, are you sure they're twins? They don't really look like anything in each other. Horusen says, well, they are twins, because they both have the last name Uzumaki, but this is where a bunch of people are winding their eyes. And this is where, because they know about Menma being named Uzumaki, and Naruto is also named Uzumaki. This is where Horusen says, they don't really look like twins half the time. Because, well, Menma has orange hair. Naruto has, well, yellow and red hair. This is where, well, people are kind of like winding their eyes. And then think about it. Yellow and red does make orange. So, people are kind of winding their eyes more. This is where Sasuke says, he isn't tough. He isn't going to beat Menma. Menma says, and Menma isn't really arrogant. He is a little bit, but he isn't that arrogant like in, well, Naruto canon. He wouldn't be that arrogant. So he says, then I'll fight him. I'll show that I'm the strongest. Yeah. Naruto says, are we gonna be using swords, or are you just gonna stand there and look like a dumbass? This is where people started kind of chuckling, laughing, because damn, Naruto just doesn't care. But some people kind of got nervous, like, what the fuck? Are they supposed to use swords? Naruto says, I was trained by a samurai, so of course, I am very prideful. If you're trying to really hurt my pride, then you better get a katana and fight me to the death. This is where Memma gets scared. They say, wait, what? We're not fighting to the death, are we? This is where Horusen smacks his head and says, no, you two are not fighting to the death. Actually, that's not gonna happen. Because that will be happening later. And this is where Memma says, wait, what? This is where everyone would like widen their eyes. Horusen says, no, I don't mean the death part. You two are just going to work together and learn about each other when you're on your team. Now, Naruto does not have a specific team. So, of course, he's going to be with Menma and his team. And that is being with Kakashi Hatake and Sasuke Haruno. This is where Haruka says, I didn't really call out their teams. Fuck. Haruka says. So, yeah, there's Team 7. Other teams will be explained by Aruka. A bunch of girls are like crying because they want to be with, well, Menma and Sasuke. But Sasuke is so happy, but she's scared of Naruto. Naruto's crystallized blue eyes just looking deep into people's soul when they stare into his eyes. That's where Naruto says, so, do I have to take off my mask or something? If you want to keep scaring people, I guess so. Naruto, he like turns around, takes off his mask, puts on another mask, and turns around. It looks like a Shinigami mask. Straight up, just purely black. His teeth are actually black. And of course, this is where, well, Horusen says, never mind, put on the other one. This is where half of them got scared. They're like, a bunch of students were like, holy shit, he's the goddamn Shinigami now? Naruto just puts on the other one, and yeah. This is where Naruto, he is, well, kind of waiting for the Jonin Sensei. Now Naruto, he's right now just sitting in one of the chairs while a bunch of other people are leaving. So yeah. Of course, this is where Asuma was going to ask Hiruzen, his father, about Naruto, but decided not to. And this is where, well, Kakashi appears, and Kakashi did not get any warning about Naruto. So, of course, Naruto, he was getting kind of ticked off about Kakashi out the gate being late. He knows a little bit about Kakashi. Well, not a little bit, he knows a lot because of the bingo book he's on. Kakashi out the gate, the copy ninja, wielder of 1,000 jutsus. Also has a Sharingan, and that's why he can easily copy jutsus. That's where Naruto says, I see. So, I have Kakashi out the gate, the copy ninja. Only for a little bit. Better show in the bingo book he was shown to be strong. But if he's just a weakly dumbass who's actually lazy, then really he's out of my league. Not in the professional way. Out of my league in being weaker than me. This is where Kakashi opens the door, and this is where Naruto, he disappears from the chair. This is where Kakashi says, interesting. So, meet me up on the roof, I hate you all. So he says, I hate you all, meet me up in the roof. Before he even says that, a blade was next to his neck. So fast that Kakashi widened his eyes. This is where, well, Team 7 widens their eyes. Memma, Sasuke, and, well, Sakura. This is where Naruto says, interesting. You could have, well, dodged, reacted, and even could have blocked my attack by using chakra towards your neck. But you didn't do none of those, and my blade easily cut through your neck. A little bit. I thought you were supposed to be strong, Kakashi of the copy ninja. A Sharingan of the copy ninja over 1,000 jutsus. This is where Kakashi widened his eyes and jumped away from Naruto and says, who are you? Naruto says, I will be on your team temporarily. This is where Kakashi says, wait, you'll be on my team? Temporarily? Wait, what? Hiruzen's Haruto will inform you everything about that if you go talk to him. But I only wanted to test your skills to see if you were strong. Seeing that your skills are very pathetic, unlike the bingo book how it tells me, it shows that you're a pathetic ninja and you are basically wasting my time. This is where Kakashi is confused with this kid. This kid with crystallized blue eyes, a demon mask, and of course a hidden blade. This is where Kakashi then thinks about it. Who wears all that in armor? He thinks about it like the samurai and the assassins. Wait a minute. He's like, wait a minute. Is this kid part of the assassin? Holy shit. This kid is actually in my team for temporary. This kid is going to be a huge problem in the test. Because Kakashi's fast and all that, but he's not fast as an assassin. And assassins are way deadlier than Ambus. Even if he was in the root Ambus, he still made noise. He still kind of lost a lot of chakra because of his Sharingan. And assassins are professional and like very more what's called chakra control than the Hyugas. So yeah, even Hyugas have problem with seeing assassins. So yeah, Hinata had problems with trying to see Naruto's chakra network. She tried to multiple times. She actually strained her eyes in trying to. But yeah. But of course, this is where, well, Naruto, he was kind of just chilling on the roof and all that. So we go in there. Of course, Kakashi kind of tells everyone's like asking for a dream and all that. But when he gets to Naruto, he can't really think of a name and what to call him. So Kakashi then asks what his name is. Or kind of introduce yourself, Demon Mask. Naruto says, why thank you, Kakashi Hatake. At least you're formal enough to call me Demon Mask. I thought you would call me Blondie, red hair, or something like that. Here's where Kakashi says, well, I don't see your hair. I can see your eyes, but I'm not going to call you Sapphire Eyes. I mean, I would have called you Sharingan Eye. One Sharingan Eye user, Kakashi Hatake. This is where Sasuke keeps getting triggered, and Kakashi notices a lot. He really didn't want Sasuke to find out about his Sharingan unless Sasuke awoken his Sharingan. So yeah, this is where Naruto's not doing it on purpose to piss off the Uchiha. He doesn't really care about the Uchiha or anything about that. And Sasuke is the only last Uchiha, And, well, unknown. There'll be other people I should mention. But with Itachi being out of the village, but yeah. This is where, well, Kakashi says, go on, kid. Naruto says, okay, my name is Naruto Uzumaki. This is where Kakashi says, Naruto. Wasn't that dead brother of Menma? Huh, Uzumaki, same as Menma. Wait a minute. This is where Naruto continues on. My goal is to be one of the greatest assassins and samurais at once. One of the greatest people. My dreams, well, is to have an heir, I guess. I don't really have a really dream. My dream is mostly my goal. But yeah. My likes are, well, the samurai clans, the both demon and angel. And, well, the creed. Other things like food, I like that. I like training. I like training my speed. And I like training my weapons. So yeah, I guess those are my likes. My dislikes are people that are arrogant, stupid, don't know how to fight, lazy, read those weird books. I swear to God, I have seen multiple people in the creed read them. He's talking about those orange books. He's like talking about Make Out Paradise. And of course, is where Naruto says, if Kakashi Hatake reads those books, then I'm not going to care. And if my knife kind of slips through his throat. This is where Kakashi widens his eyes. This is where Kakashi says, what kind of books are we talking about? Naruto says, well, something called Make Out Paradise or something? If I can remember right, if that's the right book. Yeah, I think that was the right book. But yeah, if you read those books, there's a good chance my sword is gonna go through your neck. But hey, whatever. You wouldn't read that, right, Kakashi? Well, Copy Ninja? Kakashi says, great, this kid is gonna kill me. He's going to be the death of me. And if this is really Naruto, he's grown so much. He's so much powerful and so much scarier than I thought of. This is where Kakashi says, would you like to lift up your, hood and even your mask? Naruto says, how about you lift off your mask first? This is where Kakashi says, touche it. But I really want to look at, what's under the hood. Naruto says, no. The Hokage is the only one with permission, and if you try to forcibly remove my hood, there will be a genjutsu that will stop you from anyone or anyone's eyes to look into my true identity. This is where, well, Kakashi says, damn, this kid's a genius. Holy shit, he's basically Minato's son. Fuck. Or not Minato's son, but yeah, Minato's son. This is where Naruto knows about Namikaze, a little bit of the name, because kind of Kurama been growling about that, but yeah. And a bunch of assassins do somewhat respect Minato. A little bit. They don't really respect him about, well, some of the Funjutsu masters do respect Minato. Because Minato's Flame Raijin is basically a Funjutsu seal. It's basically a seal used. But some of them don't really respect Minato with his speed. Because Minato is not fast. It's just his seal. It's teleportation, not speed. So yeah. Not many of them respect him or anything. Some of the Stone Ninjas kind of hate him. And yeah. Some of them. Not all of them have grudges. But yeah. Of course, is where, well, Naruto, he says, well, yeah, I'm out. See ya. Naruto disappears. This is where Kakashi widens his eyes and he can't even sense Naruto. Naruto disappeared in an instant, and Naruto was just gone. No sensory, no nothing. He could not find him even once. So yeah, he widened his eyes with that shit. But with that, I'm gonna leave it off here. Yes. Right here, I'm gonna leave it off for part 2 of What If Naruto Was Trained by Samurais and Assassins. Part 2. So yeah, have a nice potato day, potato night, potato seed, potato, and potato. Don't know why I say potato multiple times. But yeah, bye-bye. I'm going to probably do What If Naruto Was the son of the strongest person. And try to finish it. I have an idea on how to finish it, but yeah. Bye-bye.